folks. Welcome back to Star Wars Delusions of Granular. I'm your host, Ron. And, Super Bowl 50 is come and gone, and I'm here to talk sports because, well, what else would I talk about on a Star Wars podcast, right? No, I'm not here to talk about football. I'm here to talk about the fact that we did not see any Star Wars trailers during the game, right? The big, well, I don't even think there were rumors that we're going to get a Rogue One trailer on this game, but nothing at all. And time is flying by, and we are still in the dark about Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Or are we? Are we, folks? Do we? Well, let's take an episode here and let's talk about Rogue One. We've been talking about The Force Awakens for so much. I think we got some quiet time now, some Star Wars downtime until we start ramping up for Rogue One. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we know and what we don't know. We don't know much because we don't have a trailer yet. This time a couple of years back now, or a year ago at least, we did already have a teaser trailer in the works we had seen a teaser trailer for The Force Awakens. We have not really seen that. I know some people at Celebration or San Diego Comic-Con had seen some kind of teaser, but that's kind of leaked on the internet and kind of in a low rent kind of way, but nothing officially has been released as far as a trailer for this movie. But we did get a cast photo. Early on. We got it actually in August, I believe, of last year, announcing who our stars are of this. And Felicity Jones seems like she's going to be the star of this, as well as Diego Luna. And other actors in this: Riz Ahmed, Zhang Wen, and Donnie Yen. That was who was announced early on, as well as the director Gareth Edwards, who's responsible for Godzilla and Monsters. But since then, we've also got some other casting news. We've gotten that Ben Mendelsohn is going to be in this. Ben Mendelsohn, of course, he'd been in great stuff like I think he was in Killing Them Softly, that Brad Pitt movie from a few years ago. Also in a great show on Netflix called Bloodline. Check that out if you want to kind of see work from Mr. Mendelsohn. We also found out that Forrest Whitaker is going to be in this, right? Big name, Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker, very distinct-looking actor. Now, these are big names for a Star Wars movie, I mean, this is kind of, we're in prequel territory where, we had Samuel Jackson, we had Ewan McGregor. These are known actors kind of appearing in a Star Wars movie. Not so much what we got in The Force Awakens. Daisy Ridley and John Boyega were relatively unknown. Oscar Isaac was kind of a name, but not, I don't think, a household name. But I think Benicio del Toro and Forrest Whitaker have been around long enough to warrant being kind of a household name. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to fit into the Star Wars universe, right? Other than that, what else do we know about this movie? We know the basic plot of this, or we assume we know the basic plot of this. This is about a band of rebels that are going to be stealing the original Death Star plans. So this will take place before A New Hope, and this will take place around the time of Rebels, right? So it'll be interesting to see how this show, the tone of this movie, fits in with the tone of Rebels, which, obviously a kid's cartoon. Just based on this first image of the cast members here in in costume seems a bit grungier and dirtier for a Star Wars universe, and I think that's their real plans for this movie, is to kind of make it a more lived-in, grungier world than what we've seen even in the original trilogy. I've heard rumors that this is going to be kind of the Halo type movie, the Black Hawk Down type of movie, the Saving Private Ryan type movie for the Star Wars universe. And I don't know if I want that or if I don't want that. I'm not entirely sure. If I had a trailer, I'd probably have a better idea of how that's going to sit in my mind as a longtime Star Wars fan, of kind of having a Star Wars movie with a different tone. But, I'm not here to be negative about this. I'm not. I'm slowly getting excited for this movie. I wasn't really that excited for this movie when they first announced it, when they first leaked that teaser trailer, not even a trailer, really just a brief teaser for this movie. I wasn't that excited. I think my head was still in Force Awakens land and really wanted to kind of, focus on that. But, that's out of my hair now. So, bring Rogue One on. Bring it on. I want to know more about this movie from this day forward. So, with that being said, let's talk about what else do we know about this movie, or possibly know. Well, let's just jump into the meat of this, folks. They're going to make this an exciting movie. I think the big rumor that's going to get everybody kind of hot and bothered is that everyone's favorite bad guy, Darth Vader, is going to be in this. Now, I cannot confirm this. I know these rumors have been flying around on the internet, but I personally think that bringing Darth Vader into this movie is probably the best thing for this movie, if we're going to generate some excitement for something that's, well, the audience, the mass audience themselves are going to have to be smart enough to realize that this is not a continuation of The Force Awakens. This is not the continuation of Daisy Ridley, Rey, Finn, John Boyega, and Oscar Isaac's story, Poe Dameron's story. That this is a prequel of sorts. In fact, it is a prequel. Really, it's a prequel to A New Hope, and love them or hate them, we all know how the prequels fared with the audience when they first came out. So, but if we have a Darth Vader, a full-on Darth Vader without any hindrance, Darth Vader unleashed, so to speak. No Jedi around to kind of get in his way this time. That might be an exciting thing. That might be enough to be like, oh my God, this is the Star Wars movie we've been waiting for. We thought we were waiting for The Force Awakens. We thought that we were waiting for the continuation of the Star Wars saga. We thought we were waiting for Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher to be on screen united again. But no, maybe what we're really waiting for is our favorite masked villain, Darth Vader, to be on screen again, kicking serious ass. And that is the rumor, that Darth Vader will be kicking some serious ass. Apparently, if I'm to believe the rumors that are floating around, that Darth Vader is going to be much more brutal in this than we've ever seen Darth Vader before, which it's interesting. We've only really seen Darth Vader kind of kick serious ass in like comic books, right? We've seen him illustrated kicking ass. Can Darth Vader do that? That suit is kind of a life support system. If it's to kind of keep him alive, is he able to kind of jump around and do all those fancy Jedi moves that we know that Jedi can do at the height of their powers from the prequels, or even the Clone Wars show, or even Rebels? I don't know. Like, do is that the Darth Vader we're going to get? Whether that's a true representation of this character or not, I don't know. But it'll be fun to see. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. A full-on Darth Vader just kind of tearing it up on screen. The other rumor, of course, that Boba Fett's going to be in this. I don't know how much I believe those rumors. Sure, Boba Fett's around at this time, I guess, but I feel like they're waiting for Boba Fett. Why load up a movie with Darth Vader and Boba Fett when I think just loading up a movie with Darth Vader is probably sufficient enough? But these are the kind of rumors that people are going to constantly putting out there. I think everybody remembers, or I think I at least remember, the rumors that Boba Fett was going to be in The Force Awakens. That maybe even said on the show that Max von Sydow was going to be an old Boba Fett. But that didn't really turn out to be true. So yeah, we're at an interesting point in the land of Star Wars. Once again, we're at this point where it's all speculation and we don't know anything. And it seems like that's kind of the status quo for Star Wars films. Is we're not going to really know a lot. Even less than a year out, we're not going to be spoiled, so to speak, very early on for these movies, which is good. I applaud Lucasfilm, Disney, for really keeping things really tight under wraps. But so when will we get a new trailer? When will you get our first trailer? Celebration, I believe, is our next big event, right? That'll be in April, I think, right? We'll probably get something by then. San Diego Comic-Con, of course, is always a time for announcements, but it seems like Disney is, they kind of stay clear of the big, huge announcements at San Diego Comic-Con. They'll give us something maybe, but I think they like to have their own stage for announcing things. So maybe we'll get something in a month or two. That would be exciting. That'll get things heated up, right? But until then, we just kind of have these rumors. So what other rumors do we have? Well, we have rumors about stormtroopers being in this, Death Troopers, maybe black with silver-eyed stormtroopers. Does that work for me? Running it through my Star Wars computer here to see if that fits in with the universe. I guess that's fine. I mean, at this time, the stormtroopers, from A New Hope, they were standard white with black trim uniforms, but maybe those were just the uniforms that we. The uniforms of the stormtroopers stationed on the Death Star. Maybe there are room for other stormtroopers out there in the universe, more battlefield type stormtroopers. Let's talk about some of the costumes that we're seeing. We've actually seen some costumes on display. It looks like the costume that Felicity Jones is wearing in this first image that we got is an official costume that she'll be wearing in the movie. Again, very battle-hardened, very grimy and dirty. Looks kind of like she's wearing Boba Fett type gloves. We also see that some of these characters that we're seeing in this first picture, if we really kind of zoom in on it, they're wearing kind of uniforms, maybe not in color, but in style of the rebels that we saw on Hoth. Colored differently, a little bit darker, but we're definitely seeing some resemblance to some characters. The Diego Luna character himself, he's kind of wearing a jacket that kind of has a fringe hood lining, and that's very reminiscent of the winter coat that Han Solo wears on Hoth. And I know I'm jumping all around here, folks, but there is actually a lot to talk about for Rogue One, which I'm kind of surprised. But let's talk about Diego Luna for a second, because Diego Luna, a Hispanic actor. I'm not entirely sure his true origin, but people are saying kind of looks like maybe playing Biggs Darklighter. I don't know. He definitely has the look. He has the little mustache like Biggs had. That'll be interesting if they actually had Biggs in this. That'd be cool. I would be down for that. I don't know if it'll be Biggs played by Diego. We also get, I believe this is the Donnie Yen character. He kind of, if you zoom in on his eyes, he looks like he might have either very, very light-colored eyes or cataracts in his eyes, or maybe he's just completely blind. Something new to the Star Wars universe, because we have not seen that. But his outfit is still, he kind of has a staff, a little bit rougher than maybe Rey's. Looks like it might even be made out of wood. He has, kind of weapons strapped to his back. Again, just kind of looking at all this, very dirty, very grimy. We got in the background, we have looks like a pod racer image. I don't know if that's true or not. We've seen these images in the background for The Force Awakens as well. Maybe they just don't make mention of them, but it's quite possible that they're pod racer images and they're just not calling attention to them. Let's go to another actor I forgot to mention that's also in this, Alan Tudyk. Alan, of course, we all know is Wash from Firefly, the Serenity series, Firefly, as well as the movie Serenity. Alan is, he may possibly be playing a droid in this, folks. And we know that because some code names for the filming of this have kind of leaked out. Let's go through the code names because we'll see why people are saying that Alan Tudyk is actually playing a droid. But so Felicity Jones's character is codenamed Green Seal Leader. We also have a Seal Commander Blue. We also have an Eel Commander, which might be Forrest Whitaker. We have Seal Droid, and that might be Alan Tudyk's character. And then, of course, we have, keeping with the underwater fish type code names here, we have the bad guys have code names related to sharks. So we have seals, eels, and sharks as code names. I don't know if that means there's going to be underwater scenes in this, or if we're going to be on a water planet or not. I don't know. Let's see what else. We can talk a little bit about Forrest Whitaker and his character, because his character looks to be, might be a little disabled. He apparently is kind of walking with a cane, and appears to possibly have one leg or a cane or a crutch to walk on. This will not be the first time we've seen characters with walking with canes or legs, peg legs or whatever. We know that Klieg Lars, back from Klieg showed up in Attack of the Clones. He was kind of in a wheelchair. He had one leg missing. We also had one of the characters in The Force Awakens. He walked with kind of a peg leg. I believe he was the Crimson Corsair's sidekick. I may be wrong there, but I believe that was the case. So they're saying that Forrest Whitaker might actually be, he might have been a veteran of the Clone Wars. He also might just be a bounty hunter. But he looks like he may be a good guy in this, even though he's a bounty hunter. So, I think it's safe to say that I think there's going to be a lot of shades of gray in this movie. There's no clear-cut bad guys, no clear-cut good guys in this. Maybe, of course, Darth Vader. But, I think that the good guys will be rooting for. They'll probably be on a touch of the scoundrel side, possibly. Let's talk about Ben Mendelsohn. Okay, Ben Mendelsohn is he's a gray-haired gentleman. I would like to speculate that he is going to be might be filling in for Peter Cushing himself. Might actually be Grand Moff Tarkin in this. If we're going to have Vader in this, why wouldn't we have Grand Moff Tarkin? Why wouldn't we have Grand Moff Tarkin in this at all? Because if he's in charge of the Death Star, I could very well imagine seeing him in this movie. I don't know. Maybe Ben Mendelsohn will end up being a good guy. Either way, he's a great actor, and I'm excited to see him in this. Well, another actor that has been is actually cast in this is Mads Mikkelsen. Now, Mads Mikkelsen, I am not too familiar with, but of course he is was on Hannibal, of course, and it's interesting just looking at the Internet Movie Database entry for Rogue One, because he's actually second on the list of characters here, and list of actors, right underneath Felicity Jones. So maybe good old Mads will be a huge part of this movie. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. Just looking at this list of of the cast on Internet Movie Database, we really don't have any names whatsoever. We have some actors being credited as being stormtroopers in this. We have James Henry Thomas being credited as being a rebel officer. We have an actor on here as a religious warrior. Does that mean a Jedi? I don't know about that. I think we've heard rumors that there's really no Jedi in this. That there really is kind of no hope for the world at this time, for the universe, for the galaxy. That the Jedi aren't going to swoop in and kind of save the day. So I don't know how that's what kind of religious leader we would have, or religious warrior we would have if it's not a Jedi. Maybe we'll have a gray Jedi in this. Who knows? But yeah, other than that, we have some listings for some extras in this, some cast extras in this. We have a few possible character names kind of leaked out. Bodhi Rook. Mads Mikkelsen, of course, is supposed to be playing Galen, who I believe is a character from the name of a character in a video game. I'm not entirely sure of that, but someone can correct me on that one. Also, we have another character by the name of Lyra Esso. Lyra Esso, apparently a female character, possibly played by Gabrielle Fritz, but yeah, no real definition of defining. Nothing actually coming out saying this is true or not. Just lots of rumors and mumbling so far for this. Well, I'll leave you with this. We have a character. Well, we have an actual scene rumor about this, and basically it's a rumor that. Well, I'll leave you with two rumors, folks. One is that there's a father-daughter story in this, that possibly Felicity Jones is the daughter of the basically the Oppenheimer-type character, the character who kind of invents the Death Star, or at least takes the Death Star plans over from the Geonosians. Yeah, so it looks like there might be a little bit of scientific science storyline in this. I don't know. Also, another scene that's kind of been rumored is a scene where an X-Wing fighter kind of is crashed in the middle of a street, kind of somewhere in possibly on a Tatooine type planet. Yeah, not sure what to make of that. Definitely fits in with the tone that we've been hearing about for this movie. But well, there you have it, folks. I think that's about all, at least I know, for this movie at this point. I think it'll be interesting to as we move forward, when we find out more. I will definitely be bringing you more rumor type episodes as the movie gets closer and closer to getting near its release date, just as we did for The Force Awakens. So, if all of this turns out to be false, then then of course it's a fun ride to just kind of speculate about it, and that's what we do around here at Delusions of Granular. We talk about Star Wars. We like to speculate about Star Wars, and we try not to hate about Star Wars. So, if you are interested in joining in on the conversation, you can always reach us at delusionsofgranular.com. All of our episodes on there, as well as links to contact us. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/SWDOG, or on Twitter at SWDog77. You can always call in, leave us feedback on the show, ideas, thoughts, complaints, whatever. 651-337-9364. Or if talking is not your thing, you can just always email us at swdog77@gmail.com. And if you write in and we like what you have to say, we'll definitely try to use it on the show. You can always subscribe to us, get latest episodes delivered right to whatever podcasting listening device you are using. iTunes, probably your best way to do that. Go to iTunes, search for under podcasts for Delusions of Granular. We'll pop up there. You can also find us on Stitcher, probably in the same way, by going to Stitcher and kind of doing a search for us. I'm sure we'll pop up. And as always, if you like Star Wars, if you know someone else that likes Star Wars and likes listening to people talk about Star Wars and not hate about Star Wars, then recommend us to those people, because word of mouth is the best way for us to expand and give you more and more new content. So look for another episode, probably by our resident reviewer Steve later on this week, and I will be back at you next week. Until then, folks, stay granular.